sucks.
Well, good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel this week. And if you're new here, I'm Chuck.
And I'm Allie.
And we are back in Flagler Beach. We were here this past summer, but we have returned for the holiday season, and we are staying at Bulow RV Resort and Campground here near Flagler Beach. And this is a Thousand Trails campground.
So this time, we want to show you guys here in Flagler Beach some options of places that you can eat at for lunch and dinner. The first restaurant that we want to share with you that we are visiting on this trip is called the Funky Pelican. We were not able to visit this restaurant last time that we were here because we had Nikki with us, and it is no pets at this restaurant unless it's a true service dog. It's a really neat restaurant, the way that it looks on the outside and inside. We actually ate on the inside last night because it was pretty chilly out, and I could imagine how nice it would be sitting on the back deck looking out over the Atlantic Ocean. The food that we had there was really good. We had clam chowder, and if you love clam chowder, definitely have to grab yourself a bowl when you're there. And Chuck had shrimp tacos, and I had a Caesar salad with my clam chowder. It's definitely a good restaurant, and it's definitely one that we'll go back and visit again in the future. And we definitely recommend this restaurant.
So the menu at the Funky Pelican, I would say, is more leans towards seafood, but they do have some handhelds.
Yeah, they have tacos and hamburgers and things like that too. I would have to say the vibe here at the Funky Pelican was a cross between touristy vibe, but also that kind of down-home, small Florida feel. Definitely historical there.
Yeah, it definitely had a historical feeling that kind of felt like it was from the 50s or something to me. Kind of like High Tides. We actually ate at High Tides this past summer when we were staying in Flagler Beach. It was the first restaurant we actually stayed at. We rode our bikes down to have lunch, and we were not disappointed. The history here dates back to the 50s. It was like a surfer's restaurant. Very cool vibe here right on the beach. And the food was amazing. I had the Bang Bang shrimp tacos again, and Allie had an ahi tuna with a fruit salad underneath. It was all amazing.
We're heading out for night number 2 for dinner, and we're going to check out a new restaurant for us called Oceanside Restaurant. We actually were there last time just for a drink at the bar after we took a big old bike ride up there.
So we just had drinks here at Oceanside. So we just had drinks here at Oceanside Beachfront Bar and Grill, and I had a St. Augustine Orange Ale.
I had Season Greetings beer.
Sunshine Greetings.
Oh, Season Greetings. And Christmas. I think it's Christmas, apparently. I had Sunshine Greeting beer.
And hopefully we can make it back to the campground on our electric bikes because I'm feeling it. One beer, I'm a lightweight.
We talked to the waitress, and she said, you know, if you've never eaten here before, you probably should try it because the food's really good here. So we made the decision that we're going to go there tonight. We'll see how it is. We'll let you know.
So, Allie, what do you think about Oceanside Beach Bar and Grill?
I thought it was pretty good. I really liked the ambiance of, the way that this inside of the restaurant was decorated. They have a outside too. That would be a great place to sit and watch the sunset
Or sunrise, because they serve breakfast here.
That's true.
I'm not sure exactly what time they open for breakfast, but yeah, you're sitting right here. You could look literally right across the road at the Atlantic Ocean. I would say compared to last night in the Funky Pelican, the price menu was about the same. Some of the entrees were a little bit more expensive, I think, here. But I ended up going with a country fried steak and mashed potatoes, which is kind of weird. You'd think, you're going to a beachside bar, you'd probably want to order something to do with seafood, but the country boy in me seen country fried steak on the menu, and I was like, hey, Allie, I think I'm thinking about country fried steak.
I got a crab and corn hush puppies. They were big.
Yeah, there's 5 of them, and when they brought them out, I was like, there's no way in heck she's going to eat all those.
Would I eat here again? Yes.
I would probably go with something seafood related, like I really was going to go with the Bang Bang like style. I forget what they called them here, but they were the Bang Bang style shrimp tacos. Yeah, but I had that last night, so I was like, let's just go something different.
Something different, yeah.
And the cool thing about this place here is that they have an upstairs area where you could sit at a bar and have a drink, or you can actually eat up there too. They were
so loud up there as we were walking up to go inside the restaurant. It is packed with people, and they were
All
partying
watching,
up a storm up there.
It looks like they have several big screen TVs with college football on the screens. So
Yeah.
I would say that the menu here at Oceanside Beach Bar and Grill is pretty extensive. They have everything from
Tacos to hamburgers to chicken and steak, and very eclectic amount of different foods.
So if you have like a bunch of picky eaters in your party, I would say that probably you're going to find something on the menu here that you're going to like.
plan is, I think we're going to go down back towards Flagler Beach because Oceanside is a little bit south. I think this is still Flagler Beach here, but it's closer to like the Gamble Rogers State Park that we stayed at before. It's kind of between there, and it's kind of between the main drag of Flagler Beach. So I think we're going to go back down to Finn's, which we ate at Finn's last year. But I think we're going to go there just to check out and see if they have a live music tonight. They're supposed to have live music.
Well, our plans to go to Finn's and see some live music in Flagler Beach tonight failed. We are back in the RV. We went down there, we parked, and we noticed that the upstairs was definitely closed. Downstairs was open, but we didn't hear any music, so we just kind of figured, hey, let's go back to the RV and call it a night. Now, we did actually eat at Finn's last June when we were here in Flagler Beach.
The food was actually quite good at Finn's. I would just say one thing, that the menu wasn't very extensive, at least upstairs where we were eating. I'm not sure if downstairs they have a larger menu or not, but the food was good.
It does look like a really fun place to have drinks and possibly see a band at times. It's got that upper deck looking right across A1A there at the Atlantic Ocean, so that would probably be a fun party spot.
So it is night number 3, and we are getting ready to head to do a little shopping first, but then we're going to head back downtown to Flagler Beach, and we're going to try a new restaurant for us called Breakawayz, correct? Mm-hmm. It looked like they had some interesting things on their food menu item, and we are going to go down there, check that out tonight, and let you guys know what we think of that.
I saw an item on the menu that looked very interesting. It looked like it was like ahi tuna nachos, which reminded me of when we were in Waynesville, North Carolina, and we were at the restaurant called Boojum. They had an amazing ahi tuna nachos, and I'm curious to know if it's going to be similar to that.
I have to say, of the 3 restaurants we've ate at so far, probably my favorite. It had the small town feel to it. The kind of place you walk in and
You can choose the table for yourself.
And one other thing that we really enjoyed tonight is they actually have like the local brews where you can get like a flight of beers, which we did tonight.
And the food there was really good. I ended up having a tuna poke nacho appetizer, which was plenty of food enough for me.
I think she said, our waitress actually told us it's one of the most popular items and appetizers on the menu.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah, and I even had it, and I'm not a big ahi tuna, raw fish type of guy, but she gave me a bite of it and I was like, that is really good.
The fish was very fresh.
Didn't taste fishy at all. And I had a burrito, a beef burrito, and honestly,
he couldn't even finish it.
I ate more than I should because it was good. It was so good, but it was so filling. It was so large.
Yep.
And it came with some chips and salsa, which the chips and salsa were just, whatever. But the burrito itself was good. As we were actually sitting there, I actually told Allie, I said, for some reason, this place gives me the vibe of the beach version of one of our favorite towns, and that's Cedar Key. I don't know why. It seemed like there was some locals in there. This seemed like more of a locals place, not that saying that you can't go in there and it's only for locals because it's on the main strip. But it did seem like it was like less touristy, more local feel.
Right, very down to earth.
So we would highly recommend this place.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got finished shopping here at, what was it called?
Estera Clothing.
Yeah, Estera Clothing at the corner of Flagler and Moody as you first come into Flagler here. And the gentleman inside, we had a little talk with him, and he told us a lot about this little town and how much he loves this little town here, as we do.
It's your typical souvenir store where they have clothes and knickknacks and mugs and
Shot glasses
and things like that. We enjoyed talking to the gentleman there. He was telling us a lot about the town and telling us about how they're building up this concrete wall to really protect the beach and widen the beach. It's just amazing how much they're doing and how hard they're working to built up this area.
I believe we were here in June this past year, and they were working down by that one restaurant, High Tides. He was just explaining to us what they're doing, pumping all this concrete in to kind of keep it from eroding back, hopefully with storms and surges and stuff. Well, after a long day of doing the tourist thing over at Cape Canaveral and Kennedy Space Center, we are going for night number 4 of dining out in Flagler Beach. We're going to be joined tonight with my sister and her fiance Nick, and this is going to be our 3rd time for us eating at Tortugas, and it was going to be their first time because they have never even been to Flagler Beach. So looking forward to it tonight, and I hope the food doesn't disappoint because I've really talked it up this last few days on how much we enjoyed it the times before we've eaten there.
Oh, look at all those. Wow, I know, right? Holy
Look at those tacos. Oh my God. We forgot to ask about a different side, but that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. It won't matter.
It ain't gonna matter. I'll drink vodka tonight. That'll lower my sugar. Yeah, right? There. We didn't like it sucks.
So I have to say, of all the restaurants that we've eaten at here, this is the best place. Hands down. Tortugas for the win.
And our firecracker shrimp tonight. Oh my God. There were so many shrimp on there. We had to eat half the shrimp
So much
off.
shrimp. I couldn't believe the amount that they gave us.
So we're out taking a little drive, and we are at the Bulow Historic Plantation. This little drive back here is just beautiful. I love the narrow lane and all the trees, and the palm trees are so pretty. And it's like a mile drive back here, so you get a nice little drive on the way back. And the nice thing about it is right next to the campground. You don't have to go too far. Well, obviously, we're staying at Bulow RV Park, so yeah, Bulow Plantation, right here. And it is $4 to get in, so Chuck's here filling out the envelope, putting in the money.
And you got to tear off your little tab. We just need to get a state park pass. We've been
Right.
talking about this for a while, so I think we're going to check into that on this trip. Yeah, so the more we see of this trail in this area, yeah, we were here probably 3 years ago with the Stevensons, and we hiked all this, but hey, we're here. We paid $4. We're going to go ahead and hike it again, right?
Yep.
And I don't think
The sad thing about it is that I feel like I've been here for the first time because I don't remember it.
Exactly.
That's pretty bad.
Oh, well, the one thing about it is I don't think we put much of it in the video for you guys last time, so we'll show you what's here and give you a little tour of the plantation and the ruins here.
Coming back to me, we came around the corner here, and here are the ruins. And
Actually, memory now serves right. We didn't actually hike up this trail. We parked, because you can drive up this here to the ruins and park here. So that's why when we were hiking back here, it's like, it doesn't seem familiar, but now it's all coming back to us.
yeah, I remember walking around it. They had like the pathway that you can just walk around the entire thing. So has that ever happened to you before, where you've been camping somewhere and you've been checking out all the different things in the area, and you've been there before and you don't really remember going there, and then you get there and you're like, I kind of remember it.
Kind of like deja vu.
Yeah. Please drop a comment down below and let us know we're not the only ones, because this 54-year-old mind is a little scared right now that I don't really 100% remember this. Let's just hope that it's, maybe I was not in my right mind that day. Who knows? Maybe it didn't make that much of an impression on me. I don't know, but
I think it's cool. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah.
I love looking at old ruins.
I used to do too, but for some reason, I mean, I do remember it, but it's not like, oh yeah, it was so amazing. I remember going there. No, I don't feel that way right now.
Well, I'm not sorry we came back here and are experiencing it again. I mean, it is right next door to the RV resort we're staying at, so very cool walking through history like this.
We were coming around this corner, and all of a sudden it just hit me. I'm like, oh, I remember this well over here. So I remember we were walking by and I said, oh wow, look, there's a well right here. And Chuck, what did you say?
Oh well.
And it caused me to chuckle. So yeah, I remember that. I guess when Chuck makes me laugh, those little things stick in my mind and my heart.
good thing about the older we get and the worse our memory gets, experiencing things like this for the second time feels like the first time. So every experience can feel like the first time, like a new experience. So if you are staying at Bulow RV Resort and Campground next door and you want to come over here, just keep in mind it is closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, unfortunately. But it's a nice little area to hike and see some history. Loving it. So there has been a new firmware update on our Haloview TPMS Haloview camera system, which really loving. Now it has up in the right hand corner constant monitoring of the TPMS, and you can just basically tap it and go back to that screen that I used to check on it with, but now I don't have to go back and forth. I can just leave this up. It sits there and scrolls through each one of the tires, giving me the tire pressure and the tire temperature. So everything in one screen. So if you have purchased one of these and you have not updated the firmware yet, I will leave a link to the firmware down below in the description, along with a link to this product. So we stayed here for a one-night overnighter this past summer when we were heading to Gamble Rogers. And funny enough, we were in site 214A that time, and now we are in site 213. We did want to show you guys a little bit of the Thousand Trails campground here, the Bulow RV Resort, which is part of the Thousand Trails collection, what the sites look like. And as you can see, it's pretty much your typical, RV park. If you've been following the channel for any length of time at all, you know that we really like more of a state park type of feel, like Florida state parks, the Georgia state parks, and so on. We don't really care for the parking lot style of RV campgrounds, but I mean, they do serve their purpose, and for here it serves exactly what we need for when we need it here. And the great thing is it's snowbird season here in Florida, and it's kind of tough a lot of times to get a camp spot. They fill up fast this time of year, and there's been plenty of sites open here, so that is one very bright spot to this campground, it seems. They do have a heated swimming pool, which is nice. We did see people in the swimming pool. I am assuming that the swimming pool is heated. I didn't actually test the swimming pool. And they also have a laundry room right next to it. Looks like a nice laundry room. So as we get ready to close out this video, we figured we would show you a little more of the campground. They do have a couple cool little bridges. They did have an activity center called the Roadhouse Bar, so that was kind of cool. They had a few cabins you could rent as well, these style and this style of cabins. But before you go, if you are new to our channel or if you're a returning visitor who hasn't subscribed yet, we would love for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you know when we upload new videos, and make sure and drop us a like down below and a comment before you leave. And we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.